this morning's video assembly, I explore what keeping on track means for different people. I also show you how I'm keeping on track for my Easter holiday goal, to climb this route that the guy in the bottom right hand corner is climbing. What ideas about keeping on track will this film give you?
Keeping on track for me is things such as in football, we had National Cup in year 11, start of year 10 you've got to win your county cup in order to get into that. So it's little short-term goals in order to get to your long-term goal. So it is literally winning every single match in order to get there. So you've got to think about the little processes in order to get that big long-term goal.
Really get yourself into a focus zone, because if you're not focused, you're not going to be able to move forward in the performance.
Keeping on track to me means knowing where you're at, knowing where you need to get to, and knowing what you need to do to get there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Mr. Bruce.
We use lots of games and languages to help them develop the language and become more confident with the pronunciation, and that usually helps them to stay motivated.
Keeping on track, staying on target, keeping up. Really, they all mean the same thing. How do we achieve what we want? For me, the hardest part is when the things that I want, my goals, are far away and I can't really see them. I often stop trying right now because I think I'll catch up later, I'll do it closer to the time. But often this has left me in some really difficult situations and I haven't achieved what I wanted, or it hasn't turned out the way that I wanted. In this video, we're going to have a look at two examples. The first example is my training schedule for a big climbing trip that's coming up in Easter. At this point, I'm hoping to climb my hardest ever climb. In the meantime, I'm going to have to do some training sessions, really difficult training sessions that I don't always enjoy. And because of that, I'm going to have to use resilience and reflection to look at what I'm doing and to make sure that I stay on track, so when Easter comes around, I'm ready for my big challenge. The second example is some Year 10 media studies students. Now, these media studies students decide what they study, when they study it, and when they're going to have different things done by. They set their own deadlines. They don't have me, one of their teachers, telling them what to do and when by. So how do they stay on track? How do they manage their own time? And how do they come out with what they want in the end and get the grades it is that they're really after? So, let's have a look. So I'm training to do my hardest ever climb in Spain this Easter. I've been training for it since Christmas. Christmas to Easter is 4 months, so I set myself mini targets to keep myself on track. My next mini target is to climb this overhanging wall using only the tiny blue fingertip holds. 4 weeks ago, it looked like this. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between motivation to get it and frustration because I can't get it. And right now, I'm a little bit of both.
Diary so we can keep track of what we need to do.
Like if I've got to do like a task one, I'll set myself to do like the full of that, like half it by the full of this, like that lesson.
Like at the beginning of every lesson we've got a learning outcomes bank, and we write down what we're going to do in that lesson and how we're going to do it, and then that helps manage your time.
We'll have learning objectives, I have to keep writing them, which then keeps me to task because you have to try and complete them for the end of the lesson. If you don't, you get really far behind and it just all builds up.
If I do like outcomes and then if I don't get the outcomes done, I'll stay after school and get the work done. And I'll also do like reviews and see how much work I've done in the lesson and see how much work I haven't done and what I need to do.
Because you have to push yourself to do it.
Always plan ahead, that's good.
Alright folks, well, different ways of keeping on track I suppose. Right now, the way I'm keeping on track is having some fun. It's my half term, I've worked hard to get here, I was pretty tired by the end of it, teaching you lot. And now, I've got to stay on track for keeping myself feeling good, feeling healthy, so when we get back to school, you get a Mr. Mac that's full of energy, full of enthusiasm, and ready to get back in and teach you.
I know myself. I want to feel the end and to enjoy the consequence. I am playing the game, the one that will take me to my end. I am waiting for the rain.
Sometimes you look at the whole thing and you can't see what's going wrong. Right now, to keep me on track, I need to look at everything that's happening and decide what's taking me off the track. My fingers are strong enough to hold that, the distance is quite far, but my left foot keeps sliding off this hold. And now I've identified that, I've reflected, I've used that R, I've reflected on why I'm falling off, and the answer is my foot, so I'm then going to concentrate on my foot. So let's see what happens.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
It feels so good to know in my head that I've improved. Like, the session is good. It's hard, it's really hard. There's loads of it I don't actually like, but then when I do it and I push at it and then I come out the other side, like right now I'm ready to go home, my arms and my body feel really, really tired. But I know that next week I'm going to feel the benefits. And then this means the goal when I go to Spain in Easter, I'm going to be able to climb those climbs. When I climb, I'm going to stay on track to achieve my goals, and sometimes that's so hard because right now there's a lot of work between now and Easter. There's loads of work between now and Easter and I can't even see that holiday in my head. And that's what makes keeping on track for me so hard sometimes. But come in, do what I've got to do. And when I go to Spain in Easter, I'm going to feel really good. I'm going to feel really strong, and I'm going to be really happy that I stayed on track and I did it.